Hi guys, welcome back to episode 2 of my introduction to Unix commands. In this episode we'll deal with some of the more complicated string and file manipulation commands that you can use. Some of you who know a little thing about Unix will see that my descriptions will be very brief for some of these commands such as egrep and cut and some of the other more complicated ones. This is because it's simply impossible to fit all the information in one episode. This is just going to be a very brief introduction, and in the future I will provide a more complex, in-depth analysis of what each command does. In the meantime, if you want to see a more detailed explanation, just visit the man page for any of them. So again, I mentioned this in my first episode, but all you have to do is type in man and say egrep, and it gives you a massive list of all of the different options for the command. I obviously cannot do all of this in one video. I'm not going to try. But if you want a more detailed explanation, just visit the man page. Alright, I'm going to get back to it. So the first command which we'll talk about today is the date command. Extremely simple. All you do is type in date, and it gives you today's date. As you can see, I'm recording this on Friday, the 5th of February at 11:36 p.m. or a.m. If I type in man date, there are some other options I can get in different formats. I can get the seconds if I wanted to. I can get the Unix time, different time zones. It's all extremely simple. There's not much to talk about. Let's clear the page. Mkdir, M-K-D-I-R, stands for make directory. I probably should have mentioned this in the first video, but if I type in make mkdir and then say hello, for instance, and I list my file that I'm in right now, and you can see I have a file right here, or a folder rather, called hello. I can change directory into hello, nothing in hello. I can change directory out of hello, and I will remove, like I mentioned in the last video, hello, by saying rm hello. Oh, I cannot, because I can only use rm for files. I apologize. The next command, very simple again, is sleep. Say I typed in sleep 3. The computer will wait 3 seconds. This, you may be wondering what it's useful for. They use it in when you're crawling web pages, just so you avoid crashing the web page itself. It is a very low cost function. It doesn't take up a lot of memory. It just sets a time for which to stop sleeping. So it's a very low cost command. Anyways, I'm going to clear the page and we'll get into some of the more complicated and interesting features of Unix. So in the file that I'm in right now, I have a parliament.txt and a words.txt. We're going to use the words.txt. Actually, no, we're going to use the parliament.txt file for this. To show you what's in this, I'm just going to type in cat, like I said in the last video, p tab, and this is what's in it. Simply a list of parliament members in Australia. I took it from the comp2041 web page in one of the tutes. This is accessible from everyone. Just type in comp2041. Or you can always try it with different data, maybe colors, list of colors, a list of countries. This is just easily available. So these functions like sort, unique, egrep, cut, head, tail, and wc, they work as they receive an input and they output a modified version of that. So for it to work, I need to feed the command an input. The way which we do this in shell is I will type in cat, and then I will type the name of the file. So I'm going to type in parliament, and then I'm going to type this pipe. It's above the enter key and below the delete or backspace key. You have to type in shift, it's with the backslash, sorry. And then I'm going to type in sort. So it's taking parliament.txt as my input, and my output will be brought to the screen, on the standard output. So if I just press enter now, it sorts it based on the first character in it. So as you can see, all of them doctors are before the misters, are before the the's. Yeah, there's obviously a lot of different features which you can do with this. Like you can sort on the second delimiter. You can set the delimiter as a space, and then say I want the second key or the third key, or I can set the delimiter as a comma, which means the first key will be everything before the comma, the second key will be everything after the comma. Lots you can do with that. I won't go into detail now, but if you need any information, again, just type in man, sort, and you can see you can sort in reverse order with the -r. You can sort dictionary order. You can sort, if you're sorting numbers and you want it to be numerical order and not dictionary order, there's a way which you can do that. Very, very useful function. Just to show you what I'm saying with options, if I just /r, sorts it in reverse order. Yeah, very simple. I might do one more before maybe splitting this into a third video. I just think it'll be the best thing to do. And I'm going to use, and I'm going to skip unique. I'm going to do that in the next video because I don't have a good example for that. But next I'm just going to talk about egrep. Egrep is probably the most well-used function, like, or at least that I use, the most well-used Unix command. It basically just searches for patterns or parts of the string. This may seem complicated, but I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to use the words file which I have. So just to show you what it is, it's cat words.txt. Massive file, just a massive dictionary of words. So I'm going to type in cat words, and I'm going to use a pipeline again as my input. So I'm going to say cat words egrep, and I'm going to search for anything in the dictionary that contains JO. Press enter, and you can see it gives me everything which has JO in it. Oops. There's a JO. There's a JO. egrep has tons and tons and tons of options. I just want to show you that you can do another pipeline. You can do as many pipelines as you like and say egrep. So I want to use the output which I just received, this output, as my input for my next egrep, where I'll search for, not only should it contain JO, but I also want it to contain the letter G anywhere in the file. So now these have JO and a G. JO and a G. Extremely powerful. And now say I wanted to sort it in reverse order. There you go. Sorted in reverse order. You'll notice that H's actually come before C's because capital H is before lowercase c in the ASCII table. There's tons of options with egrep. For example, say I didn't care about case, whether it was lowercase or uppercase, I'd put I. Say I wanted exactly the opposite. I think I would put V, I think. Yeah, it doesn't contain JO anywhere. You can all double check this, just type in man egrep. There's tons and tons of options. It's an extremely useful feature. It comes up in lots of different programming languages like Perl. I believe Python has it. Slightly different, obviously. Yeah, I will make a separate video for egrep, giving a lot of different features. Like, for example, if I typed in this, I wanted things at the beginning of, so I wanted it to start with the letter A. That would give me all the ones that start with the letter A, because this key over here, the up arrow, illustrates starting. So these are all the ones that start with the letter A. I think that's where I'm going to cut off the video. Thanks guys for watching. I've made this into a 3-part series and I'll upload the 3rd part very soon. Thanks.